I'm done. I quit. I'm over it. I'm all set. This was a hell of a ride, and I'm calling it. I'm done. Not in a bad way, but I realize as I get older, I want to take care of my health. I want to exercise as much as possible. I want to make sure that I'm healthy and, in good conditions. I want to have a home base permanently. That's just my own space. Not having to move around again, not having to, okay, now I have to look at other hotels and Airbnbs to see what fits my interests. I did it all by myself. It can be lonely, it can be fun, you can get sad, you can get a bit emotional, but this was an amazing journey for me, and I think I'm done. I've been a digital nomad for about 2.5 years now, and within these 2.5 years, this has been the most traveled I've ever done in my life. I've worked since I was 14 years old, and I've never taken the chance to see other countries. Now, of course, I've been to neighboring countries like Canada because I'm in the States, but I feel like that wasn't enough. So once I went across the Atlantic, I started to see how the culture was abroad, how people are. It was just different. It felt good being in a different environment, in a different country, completely, different languages, different cultures. I loved it. It was so different. And it made me not even want to live in the US ever again. I spent a long time outside of the States, and it felt good. It was a great feeling, you know? And after all that I've done in many of these countries, I learned so much about myself, and I feel like I learned that I need a home. Now, it can be a bit challenging to have a home overseas, and for me personally, I don't think I would want to do that because I've been alone for all these years and it's not fun. It's not fun at all. Constantly being by yourself, it can get lonely. I enjoy my own company, but as you get older, you're like, your relatives and friends, they begin to live a life without having you around, and people forget about you. That's like the worst feeling ever. You come back, you see your friends and stuff, they're like, it's just, sometimes you outgrow them. Sometimes you're just like, she's here now and then she's going to leave again. Their expectations of you not being there becomes normal, you know? I'm so grateful that I did it now. I have no commitments, no children, I'm not married. So I knew that it was right. It was the right decision at the moment, As I get older, I know I want to be a wife. I want to be a mother. I love children. So I know that sooner or later, I have to park it. I have to call it and start, just settling down somewhere. Being a digital nomad is fun. You have freedom. You can do whatever you want. No one can hold you hostage or tell you to stay. Just get up and go. You see so many beautiful things. You see how beautiful the world is. You see the ocean. You see how much green and healthy different countries are. Oh, every time I come back home to the US, people always tell me that I lost so much weight. And then I realized that that's because maybe food is a lot more organic overseas and, natural. Man, I lived a life. I'm so grateful for it. I would never change anything. Sometimes I have these thoughts in my mind of, what if I stayed in my home? What if I stayed in my apartment and never taken that chance? But then there's something inside my mind that's saying, no, you made the right decision. I would have never grown to be this much confident if I didn't take that chance back in 2022. Honestly, it was the best decision I ever made in my life. It was crazy. A lot of people weren't expecting it. My employer wasn't expecting it. Friends and family thought I was crazy. But I said no. I have to live life to the fullest. I experienced a personal loss in my life during the COVID time, and that made me realize how valuable life is. So, as opposed to just sitting around taking one trip a year, then going back to work, why not take a break? Learn about yourself, love yourself, take care of yourself, and live. Just live. You only have one life, Take advantage, take risk. I'm a risk taker. So when I did that big decision of resigning from my job, selling everything I owned and had in my apartment, including my baby car, my first car ever, I knew that I was serious about this. Because think about it, who really does that? Some people talk and say a bunch of things, but they don't really, act on it. Me, I'm a doer. I do. So I knew I was certain with my decision. And I did it. It was hell of a ride. I know I want to settle down. Like I said, my health is important. I experience a lot of, physical pain. And as I'm getting older, I know I have to take care of myself. Traveling around is fun, but once your body slowly starts to, break down, you want to listen to it. Never ignore it. I never ignore warning signs or a gut feeling. So I encourage you to never ignore your health or neglect it, because that's going to cost you in the long run if you do. So, like I said before, settling down, having my own loving, happy family, and taking care of my health is my top priority. I took a chance with this life as a digital nomad. I lived it. I did it. I'm proud to say that I did it. And it was an amazing journey. I would never regret my decision. I'm glad I did it because now I know what I want. I know that I would never do this again. Of course, I'm going to continue to travel whenever I have the time to do so. But it's exhausting sometimes. You're having so much fun, and then you just end up realizing that you're not resting as much. You're going to different countries, so you have to adjust to the different time zones, especially if you're going long distance. If you keep in touch with your loved ones, you got to calculate that time difference, 6 hours ahead, maybe 12 hours ahead. So all of those things you have to take into account. And, it's fun. It was fun. It was nice. I'm glad I did it. It was absolutely amazing. But it's just time for me to call it. I'm really done. So right after this journey, I know for a fact I'm going to try my best to find roots somewhere within the USA, because that's my home. This is where I'm from. Start my life again, but that's a part of life. And, I can get more stuff. I can get new stuff. Now I know what I want to do with my life moving forward. And I just have to act on it. Like I said before, I'm a doer, so I'm going to do. And this journey was amazing. I highly encourage you, if you want to live this life, by all means, if you have the means to do it, the discipline, and the money, then you can do this if you know it's for you. And I would encourage you to do a lot of research, because this is something I've never shared before, and I never shared it with anybody. Before I became a digital nomad, I avoided all of the videos that talked about why I quit being a digital nomad and why the cons of being a digital nomad. I've seen a lot of that, and I didn't want to consume any of the negativity or the things that are kind of a minus in it. So I really just focused on the positives and the advantages you have of being a digital nomad. But it's important to do both. You want to weigh your options, and you want to see, whoa, is that it? Because trust me, it is. These are people that have done it before, people that are living it and doing it. Or, you just want to weigh out your options. Like, okay, either I'm an expat, digital nomad, or I'm just a frequent traveler, but I have a home base. So that's what I'm technically going to transition into. I have a home base, and I'll just be a frequent traveler as much as possible. Not too much, but, if I need a break, I'll go overseas and come right back. Nomading was fun, but it's exhausting. And on top of that, right now in this current day and age in 2024, the economy is non-existent. I think it's not even on life support anymore. So I am tremendously affected by it. And I know this is like an uncomfortable topic, but sometimes you lose a lot of money, because I took a massive pay cut living this life because I knew I had enough money saved, but as long as I had something coming in, I'll be okay. But, you know, when the economy turns and things don't work out, you feel it. And it's like, all right, now what's the next plan? What's the goal? Hope this video helps. And like I said, always do your research. You want to look at people who have lived the life, who are living it, and who did the experience and is now basically sharing with you, all right, this is how it is, this is why I quit, this is why I'm still doing it, whatever. You want to look at both sides, the pros and the cons. My biggest mistake was not looking at the cons, because I didn't want that to force me out of it from making that decision. So I hope this helps. You can leave a comment, drop a like, and please feel free to subscribe. I'm really going to just talk about most of my journey and life experiences that I've gained throughout this life. So I hope this helps, and bye for now.